Hey guys, quick video. I'm at the greenhouse today. I wanted to show you guys my rain barrel collection system that I put in the greenhouse. Um, I finally finished this greenhouse, started in roughly April. This is August 1st today, 2021. I had to do it by myself because I can't find help right now. It's hard to find people that want to work. So fortunate I had an uncle that had a metal brake so I could bend my metal, had my gutters fabricated and went and picked them up. So I just got them on. So I wanted to show you guys what I've been doing and how I've got this system hooked up. Hope it helps somebody. So this is what I've got. So obviously my gutters are capped, and I've got one of these leaf eaters with a screen on top of it that I can clean off if I need to. Just for reference, because I'm going to give you my calculations on the rain from last night, and if you're thinking about doing this system and you want to know roughly how much water you need or can collect, this is a 20-foot long roof. The panels are about 7 foot long on each side. Last night was the first rain I've gotten. These barrels were empty because I just finished the system over the weekend. We got 5/8 inches of rain in the rain gauge. And these barrels were about halfway full. So, and that's my first flush. You can kind of see the length of it. You have to kind of take that into account. So, talking about the first flush first, personally, I don't think you need it to water plants in a greenhouse. I basically did it because I thought it was interesting. I wanted to see how it worked. It wasn't going to hurt me to do it. And speaking of the first flush, this is the little seals that go in the bottom. So you can see you have choices on how fast you want it to drain at the bottom once the rain starts to fill it up. So I'm still kind of playing with that, but so far I'm happy with it. I mean, I got 5/8 inches of rain, which you know, not a lot, and these two barrels are halfway full, so that's about 100 gallons off of a 20-foot roof. So I'm happy with that calculation. I originally had my pipe coming out the side here, and I was going to exit the greenhouse and put barrels outside just to give me more rainwater, but I just don't think I'm going to need it based on those rain gauge calculations from last night. But here's my system. You know, obviously where I was on the side y'all saw originally, this 2-inch pipe comes in, drains. Same system outside on the other side. It comes in and meets the other pipe, and it's drained down obviously to your first flush. Then obviously the ball, when it comes up, it caps here, and then it diverts your water into the tank. Pretty important that you have air vents, so I put air vent on each one. Just drilled a hole and put some, basically some window netting, you know, just as a mosquito barrier. I actually used one side of the bulkhead on one of these barrels just to because the fitting fit, so my 2-inch fitting fit, so I just went ahead and used that. I'll tell you the easiest way to do this, in my opinion. I mean, I've seen guys, you know, cut holes, pull strings to get their seals on the inside of the barrels. What I did is I used 1-inch Uniseal. You can go to their website and it'll tell you what size hole saw to use. It's a real simple process. I'm gonna try to get down here and show you guys the manifold under. Bear with me just a second. That gravel. So you can see underneath, that's my manifold, 1-inch Uniseal with 1-inch piping coming out, going down to 3/4 pipe. I put me a drain on this side. It's the lowest point if I just needed to drain the barrels. I put this in here, I'll tell you why, just to teach my nephew water dynamics, and I thought it was kind of a cool idea. I know you can measure water in tanks other ways. I just thought this was kind of neat, but I thought, you know, the water obviously levels with where it is in the barrel, and I just bought a little cheap fish bobber, and it was narrow enough to fit in the pipe, so I can kind of get a real easy view of where the water tanks are at all times. So that rain today, or last night actually, got me about halfway full on them. So. And then what I'm using is an on-demand self-priming pump. Bought this off Amazon for like, I think, $50. So I've got me a cutoff going to it. Also, I switched my pump just for peace of mind. I mean, I just wanted to be able to turn it off if I wanted to. You know, make sure nothing's running when it shouldn't be. But just to show you guys how this works, basically I just turn the valve, water goes down through the pipe to the pump, and then flip the switch. And you hear the pump kick on and the water hose start to fill. And I've got pretty good pressure. I'll show you guys. So, I mean, it's basically like watering in my other greenhouse with a normal water line. It has a pressure regulator on it, so I feel like it's done really well so far. This is the second day I've been able to use it. First day, I'm sorry, after the rain last night. So, and then obviously if I need to cut it off, I just cut it off. And then I just turn this off just to make sure nothing's leaking. So, that's my system. So far, you know, I have to fill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 wicking pots. Each one of them holds about 4 to 5 gallons of water if they're completely empty. So you can do the math on that. And this bobber, because I paid attention to it today, the barrel was about right here, almost halfway full, and I watered and it dropped to here. So it's actually going to be more than enough water for me, probably what I need. Even in the wintertime, I water in here probably once every 7 to 10 days just to keep plants, you know, a little moist, my palms and stuff that I bring in the wintertime. And then the last thing on my system that is just, I'm just fortunate. So this is another reason I'm not going to add barrels to the outside, is I live on the water, and so I hadn't done it yet, but I've added me a 1 inch to that tee, and I can connect to the irrigation system that I'm already got going on the river. And so, you know, if we get a drought or it gets really dry here, I can flip a switch on the river and fill these barrels. So that's probably another reason I'm not going to add. You know, the only time I would need it and I couldn't use it would be in the wintertime, because I disconnect my irrigation system on the river. But, you know, only water once every 7 to 10 days in the wintertime. So that's my system. This first flush is 3-inch pipe. Everything else is 2-inch pipe. The roof size you already know, and the barrels went about halfway full last night with 5/8 inches of rain. So anyway, Uniseal's the way to go in my opinion. It makes it super easy. You just stick the pipe through the hole, and you know, you kind of force it in there. Once it's in there, it's pretty solid. So anyway, hope this helps somebody, and if you have any suggestions or comments, I'm always interested in upgrading something. Thanks, guys.